Narrated by Aisha. Saad said, O Allah! You know that there is none against whom I am eager to fight more willingly for your cause than those people who disbelieved your apostle, and drove him out of his city. O Allah! I think that you have ended the fight between us and them. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him started receiving the divine inspiration at the age of 40. Then he stayed in Mecca for 13 years, receiving the divine revelation. Then he was ordered to migrate and he lived as an emigrant for 10 years and then died at the age of 63 years. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him stayed in Mecca for 13 years after receiving the first divine inspiration and died at the age of 63. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him sat on the pulpit and said, Allah has given one of his slaves the choice of receiving the splendor and luxury of the worldly life whatever he likes or to accept the good of the hereafter which is with Allah. So he has chosen that good which is with Allah. On that Abu Bakr wept and said, Our fathers and mothers be sacrificed for you. We became astonished at this. The people said, Look at this old man. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him talks about a slave of Allah to whom he has given the option to choose either the splendor of this worldly life, or the good which is with him, while he says, Our fathers and mothers be sacrificed for you. But it was Allah's Messenger peace be upon him who had been given option, and Abu Bakr knew it better than we. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him added, No doubt, I am indebted to Abu Bakr more than to anybody else regarding both his companionship and his wealth. And if I had to take a Khalil from my followers, I would certainly have taken Abu Bakr, but the fraternity of Islam is sufficient. Let no door, means kuka of the mosque remain open, except the door of Abu Bakr. Narrated by Aisha. The wife of the Prophet. I never remembered my parents believing in any religion other than the true religion, means Islam, and I don't remember a single day passing without our being visited by Allah's Messenger peace be upon him in the morning and in the evening. When the Muslims were put to test, means troubled by the pagans, Abu Bakr set out migrating to the land of Ethiopia, and when he reached Barkal-Gimad, Ibn ad-Daghina, the chief of the tribe of Qura, met him and said, O Abu Bakr! Where are you going? Abu Bakr replied, My people have turned me out of my country, so I want to wander on the earth and worship my Lord. Ibn ad-Daghina said, O Abu Bakr! A man like you should not leave his homeland, nor should he be driven out, because you help the destitute, earn their livings, and you keep good relations with your kith and kin, help the weak and poor, entertain guests generously, and help the calamity-stricken persons. Therefore I am your protector. Go back and worship your Lord in your town. So Abu Bakr returned and Ibn ad-Daghina accompanied him. In the evening Ibn ad-Daghina visited the nobles of Quraysh and said to them, A man like Abu Bakr should not leave his homeland, nor should he be driven out. Do you Quraysh drive out a man who helps the destitute, earns their living, keeps good relations with his kith and kin, helps the weak and poor, entertains guests generously and helps the calamity-stricken persons? So the people of Quraysh could not refuse Ibn ad-Daghina's protection, and they said to Ibn ad-Daghina, Let Abu Bakr worship his Lord in his house. He can pray and recite there whatever he likes, but he should not hurt us with it, and should not do it publicly, because we are afraid that he may affect our women and children. Ibn ad-Daghina told Abu Bakr of all that. Abu Bakr stayed in that state, worshipping his Lord in his house. He did not pray publicly, nor did he recite Quran outside his house. Then a thought occurred to Abu Bakr to build a mosque in front of his house, and there he used to pray and recite the Quran. The women and children of the pagans began to gather around him in great number. They used to wonder at him and look at him. Abu Bakr was a man who used to weep too much, and he could not help weeping on reciting the Quran. That situation scared the nobles of the pagans of Quraysh, so they sent for Ibn ad-Daghina. When he came to them, they said, "We accepted your protection of Abu Bakr on condition that he should worship his Lord in his house, but he has violated the conditions and he has built a mosque in front of his house where he prays and recites the Quran publicly. We are now afraid that he may affect our women and children unfavorably. So, prevent him from that. If he likes to confine the worship of his Lord to his house, he may do so, but if he insists on doing that openly, ask him to release you from your obligation to protect him, for we dislike to break our pact with you, but we deny Abu Bakr the right to announce his act publicly." Ibn ad-Daghina went to Abu Bakr and said, "O Abu Bakr, you know well what contract I have made on your behalf. Now, you are either to abide by it, or else release me from my obligation of protecting you, because I do not want the Arabs hear that my people have dishonored a contract I have made on behalf of another man." Abu Bakr replied, "I release you from your pact to protect me, and I am pleased with the protection from Allah." At that time the Prophet peace be upon him was in Mecca, and he said to the Muslims, "In a dream I have been shown your migration place, a land of date palm trees, between two mountains, the two stony tracts." So, some people migrated to Medina, and most of those people who had previously migrated to the land of Ethiopia, returned to Medina. Abu Bakr also prepared to leave for Medina, but Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said to him, "Wait for a while, because I hope that I will be allowed to migrate also." Abu Bakr said, "Do you indeed expect this? Let my father be sacrificed for you." The Prophet peace be upon him said, "Yes." So Abu Bakr did not migrate for the sake of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him in order to accompany him. He fed 2 she-camels he possessed with the leaves of a samur tree that fell on being struck by a stick for 4 months. One day, while we were sitting in Abu Bakr's house at noon, someone said to Abu Bakr, "This is Allah's Messenger peace be upon him with his head covered coming at a time at which he never used to visit us before." Abu Bakr said, "May my parents be sacrificed for him. By Allah, he has not come at this hour except for a great necessity." So Allah's Messenger peace be upon him came and asked permission to enter, and he was allowed to enter. When he entered, he said to Abu Bakr, "Tell everyone who is present with you to go away." Abu Bakr replied, "There are none but your family." "May my father be sacrificed for you, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him." The Prophet peace be upon him said, "I have been given permission to migrate." Abu Bakr said, "Shall I accompany you?" "May my father be sacrificed for you, O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "Yes." Abu Bakr said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him. May my father be sacrificed for you, take one of these 2 she-camels of mine." Allah's Messenger peace be upon him replied, "I will accept it, with payment." So we prepared the baggage quickly and put some journey food in a leather bag for them. Asma, Abu Bakr's daughter, cut a piece from her waist belt and tied the mouth of the leather bag with it, and for that reason she was named Datun Nidakain, means the owner of 2 belts. Then Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and Abu Bakr reached a cave on the mountain of Thor and stayed there for 3 nights. Abdullah bin Abi Bakr, who was intelligent and a sagacious youth, used to stay with them overnight. He used to leave them before daybreak so that in the morning he would be with Quraysh as if he had spent the night in Mecca. He would keep in mind any plot made against them, and when it became dark he would go, and inform them of it. Amir bin Fuhaira, the freed slave of Abu Bakr, used to bring the milch sheep of his master, Abu Bakr, to them a little while after nightfall in order to rest the sleep there. So they always had fresh milk at night, the milk of their sheep, and the milk which they warmed by throwing heated stones in it. Amir bin Fuhaira would then call the herd away when it was still dark before daybreak. He did the same in each of those 3 nights. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him and Abu Bakr had hired a man from the tribe of Bani Ad-Dail from the family of Bani Abd bin Adi, as an expert guide, and he was in alliance with the family of Alays bin Wail as-Sami, and he was on the religion of the infidels of Quraysh. The Prophet peace be upon him and Abu Bakr trusted him, and gave him their 2 she-camels, and took his promise to bring their 2 she-camels to the cave of the mountain of Thor in the morning after 3 nights later. And, when they set out, Amir bin Fuhaira and the guide went along with them and the guide led them along the seashore.